everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, around the world. This is Coast to Coast. We got everybody back. How's it going, guys?
One more day.
Yeah. Let's go.
Only
one more day till I will be crying and Pags will be happy. God, I freaking hate Thursday and Friday. Was that Friday? It must be Friday we talk about this. I'm gonna hate Friday.
The odds
Eight and a half. 8.5 is the line. 47.5 is the over under.
Jeez.
I will tell you that 8.5 is high, especially
That's a
for
very
week
high
one.
line.
I do not suspect that this is going to be as big a blowout as everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, me.
One.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody kind of thinks about this like last year that the Eagles just spanked the Cowboys and such like that. And I don't have a big trust in their coach. But I do think that they're going to come out and try to play inspired ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's going to keep it close.
Yeah. No,
I think for me
is
I think for me,
I think they're really circling this one. I think game 2 is probably going to be a huge letdown for Dallas, but I think they're going to come ready to play this week.
I think it's
I think for me, I just want to see what Eberflus brings to the defense. I must be the delay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I think I'm delayed. For some reason, that's why it's off timing wise. I apologize. Probably my internet. No, I was just thinking, I just want to see what Eberflus brings to the defense. I know he wasn't a good head coach at Chicago, but I know the guy does know defense. And so I think out of the 3 coaches they have there between Schottenheimer, I don't even know who our damn offensive coordinator is. I haven't been paying attention to that. But I do know that Eberflus is he should bring on the defense side, we should be good. So, but I don't know how it's going to look not having Parsons there, because I think Parsons was probably a big part of his defense. Now that he's not there, we did get Clark. I think Clark will be a good addition to the front, their defensive tackle to help us with the run. But I wonder how that's going to affect the pressure that we put on the quarterback, because that was a big loss when we lost Parsons.
I agree, but I also think that first off, I don't think that he's going to help out the run because he was terrible against the run last year in Green Bay. The reason why Green Bay got rid of him was because he's just taking up space.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that that's going to be any bit of a run stopper there. He's a big, wide body. That's all. He's a clogger.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to clog.
Right.
And don't expect him to stop. I think you just take that space away. The biggest thing that I think is the problem with the Dallas defense is that with Micah Parsons, he drew the double team.
Yep.
Well, now you don't have somebody that draws the double team.
Yeah.
And that means that there's going to be an extra guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what worries me, because Fowler last year, Fowler had 11.5 sacks. But because, like you said, Parsons isn't there to draw that double team, I expect his sack rate possibly to go down, because there's really nobody else that I know of on that team that's proven themselves to be a sack type guy. Again, because a lot of the stuff is still new now that Parsons isn't there. So I'm curious to see where that goes. But what's more important, what intrigues me the most, I was just about this the other day, is that Trey Lance, they gave up 3 draft picks to get Trey Lance. And the Cowboys got 2 draft picks to get rid of Parsons. I don't know. That seems crazy to me when I think about that.
They gave up 3 first-round picks.
I think initially San Francisco did to get that number 3 spot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, an undrafted guy gets 3 picks to go up and grab him, and Parsons, who is a proven great defensive guy, only gets 2.
I feel like you're talking about oranges and bowling balls.
Yeah, the difference was the Trey Lance trade happened on draft night. And if you're going to trade up on draft night, teams are going to milk you for everything they can get from you to make up, versus Parsons was not happy with his contract. He was in a situation where he was disgruntled, and you kind of saw it with Devontae Adams last year with the Jets. When you have unhappy players who want out of an organization, teams are at the point where they're just going to give up what they can give up to get rid of him, to get rid of the headache.
Well, and I think had they done this pre-draft, they would have got more.
Oh yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, I guess the point I'm trying to make, and I'm probably doing a terrible job at it, but it's crazy that, you know, a guy who's not proven yet, and I get his draft, so I understand they're hoping for what he could be. It's just when I see an unproven guy get 3 and a proven guy get 2, it's just hard for me to wrap my personal brain around that. Well, but I understand where you're coming from.
You're also talking about a position difference too.
Yeah,
like
quarterback.
If you had somebody as dominant as Parsons and he played quarterback, they'd have probably got 3. Although, because of the way they handled it, they probably wouldn't have, because again, that relationship was so fractured by then that, like, even if you did try and sign him, it would have just been toxic in the locker room.
I don't think they should have tried to sign him, because like you said, it was too toxic at that point. I'm just wondering if if the Cowboys could have gotten more. I feel like they gave up too soon or traded him too soon, where they probably could have got a little bit more for him.
No, I think you're right. I think the Astros could have handled it better than the Cowboys did.
And you're right, probably so.
Like I said, I think that this was the first move of the Stephen Jones era. I think that this was a move to get rid of the cancer that was growing in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I think that you had to do what you had to do there. Yes, could you have gotten more for him? Probably. But I don't think that you could have gone into this season with that starting to fester.
Exactly.
Yeah. You had to get something done. You either had to get the long-term extension done, or you had to trade him and rebuild for the future.
No, I think at this point it was bad enough. You just had to get rid of him.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, what he was saying, though, like, you couldn't have gone into the season with the situation that it was at. It was either, like, you had to come to an agreement and get him extended to just try to mend everything, or you had to get rid of him to build for the future. There was no happy medium that was going to be had.
Yeah.
So now Green Bay gets to deal with them. And like I said, I would have put it in the contract. Like, hey, we're paying you lots of money. No podcast. That's something for later. You know?
He still might not play this week, so.
Well, he's probably not going to play this week. And my expectation is that the podcast is going to have similar effects in Green Bay that it did in Dallas. You're going to see what it looks like when you add a cancerous tumor to a potentially cancerous fan base. When you say that you're an owner of the team as a fan base, you think that you actually have unalienable rights.
Yeah.
And this is going to cause some fun stuff in the land of Green Bay.
I'm looking forward to it.
So
pile up the chaos.
I don't know. So you don't think that Green Bay is going to embrace Micah, or you think that Green Bay is going to?
I think no. Green Bay is going to initially embrace Micah.
Yeah,
of course.
And then and then the podcast is going to start.
Yep.
And then it's going to be fine for a good 6 months, 5 months, 4 months.
It'll be fine as long as they're winning.
Yes.
As long as they're winning, it'll be fine. As soon as they start losing, that's where people won't find it funny anymore, because he's going to start complaining about stuff.
Well, it's not only that. It's the fact that Matt LaFleur is also on the hot seat this year, where if he doesn't get to where the Packers have expected him to get, he's not going to be around next year. So then you bring in Micah Parsons, and then if he is still that cancer, you have more than just Micah Parsons to deal with. You have a lot more internal problems that you're going to have to deal with beyond just Micah Parsons.
Because he's got a lot of money now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have the Jordan Love contract hanging over the Packers' head, where if Jordan Love doesn't improve, then that contract is looking terrible. You have Micah Parsons tied up for a lot of money, where if he continues to be a locker room cancer, then that contract is looking terrible. You would have possibly a new head coach coming in if he doesn't get to where the Packers want him to go. Like, this situation is either going to work like the Charles Woodson and Reggie White pickup for the Packers, where they get to the Super Bowl, or it's going to backfire in a hurry and put that organization into a big tailspin.
Yeah, but the difference was, first off, you named 2 Hall of Famers.
No, but I'm saying the last time the Packers went out and got like a defensive player like Parsons, like they went out and got Reggie White. They got to the Super Bowl, I think, a year or two after getting Reggie White. They went out and got Charles Woodson. 1 year later, they got to the Super Bowl. Like the last 2 times they've gone out and gotten like a very high quality defensive player, they ended up getting to where they wanted to get to. Now, obviously, I'm not putting Parsons on the same level as White and Charles Woodson because he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's still like a high level defensive player.
No, I would say, yeah. I think if Micah keeps playing the way Micah does for a long period of time, I think Micah will get there. Obviously, he'll get there eventually. That guy's just putting up too many good numbers not to get to the Hall of Fame at some point, as long as barring injury, of course.
Yeah, if he stays on the path
he needs to show up. I think he needs to show up more in big games, and he hasn't done that.
Oh,
yet.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's just start with the playoffs. That'd be nice.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
got to
one
get to the
4
playoffs.
appearances. So
You know what I mean? Let's just start with the playoffs.
But
Oh,
like I said, I think that division. You're saying that the Bears are going to win that division, Joe,
that is hilarious.
That is a little bit hilarious to me. However, I don't think that division has a 12-game winner this year.
No, Kyle Brandt picked up this morning.
I don't care what anybody says. I believe Joe hits that Vino really early. I think Joe hits that Vino pretty early. I don't care what Joe says. I think
he doesn't drink though.
And not only that,
but that's what he says.
Italy is much further ahead of us in time. It's evening.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like 4 o'clock in Italy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so instead of starting this Vino at 6, he probably started at about 4. Joe, I'm not fully believing that you don't drink Vino. Sometimes I love you, Joe, because you're a Cowboys and Houston and all that. But sometimes when you say the Bears are going to win it, I know you're drinking some Vino, or you're drinking some really other good stuff. I don't know.
Well, either that or he's drinking what Kyle Brandt on NFL Network's drinking. Kyle Brandt picked this morning. Kyle Brandt has the Bears winning the division and the Packers getting the wild card.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a lot of people that are getting very high on the Bears right now. Like
they like the coach. Does
that mean that Caleb Williams has gotten better now at the quarterback spot? Because he wasn't looking good.
It's the coach that everyone's super high on because they've all said from all the reports that I've heard that Ben Johnson is one of the most detail-oriented head coaches for like young head coaches. Like he's very X's and O's. He's out there for perfection. Where if you mess up, he's not going to hesitate to let you know that you mess up. I'm not like a lot of these first-year head coaches where if you mess up, they're like, okay, it's just one play. Like we'll move on, we'll fix it. Like no. You mess up on one play, he's going to let you hear that you messed up on one play.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did that during camp. Like he kicked the whole first string offense off the field. He's like, yeah, you guys can't figure out how to line up. Get off my field. Second stringers come in. And I wasn't mad at it.
I'm not either. That's why I think a lot of people are starting to get on the Bears bandwagon a little bit more. It's because they've kind of seen like how detail-oriented he is and just kind of how no-nonsense he is, which is something the Bears haven't had since Lovie Smith. They haven't had a coach that's going to go out there and be like a no-nonsense guy. It's been a bunch of either older coaches like John Fox nearing the end of their career or just a bunch of pushovers like Matt Nagy and Matt Eberflus where it's like, okay, I'm just not going to listen to you because you're not a good coach.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously – they're high on him now. Let's see how he deals with, does he get the red face like Tom Coughlin when his team is all screwing up?
Or does he make the Chucky face like Gruden did?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, do I believe the Bears will be better? No question.
Yeah.
Do I think they are winning their division? Absolutely not.
The reason why I think the Bears are going to be improved, though, and I don't even think it's going to be because of Johnson. I think it's because of Dennis Allen. Because Dennis Allen is one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, but now you have that guy with head coaching experience that can help Ben Johnson versus you look at Matt Eberflus's staff. The offensive coordinator is Luke Getsy. The defensive coordinator.
Dennis Allen was a terrible head coach.
But he's got head coaching experience, so like he can at least help Ben Johnson with some of the head coaching decisions versus Matt Eberflus's staff, whether it was the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, all these guys are first-time coordinators. They didn't have like any of their head coaches.
If I have Dennis Allen giving me input, I'm like, okay, yeah, so that's not what I'm doing. Like,
but he knows what he's doing on defense.
I feel like you're holding back.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing as a defensive coordinator, though, and that's the thing. Like Ben Johnson doesn't have to touch the defense. Like he can trust like Dennis Allen is going to run that defense and not worry about it. Yes. So that's like one less responsibility he has to worry about.
As a coordinator, absolutely. Yeah. But you're talking about input as a head coach, and I'm like, yeah, I mean,
it's basically the head coach of the defense. Like Johnson won't have to worry about that side of the ball. He's like, you run this side of the ball, I'll focus on this side.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, just like I wouldn't be taking Eberflus input for a head coaching position either. Is he a good coordinator? Sure. Yeah. Did he do anything that I found valuable as a head coach? Not really.
No. I would keep him strictly on the defensive coordinator, for advice, and that's at that level. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. We will see what happens. It wouldn't be the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like I said, I don't think that this division is going to have a 12-game winner. I think that they all take a step back a little bit, which allows the Bears to kind of take a step up by proxy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. Like I like Kyle Brandt, and Kyle Brandt is he is very calculated with when he takes a hot take. And having Chicago win that division is a little bit of a hot take.
It is. It is.
But it makes sense on that hot take because out of all the divisions, like I said, it wouldn't be ridiculous to see the worst to first happen in that one.
Yep.
I also could potentially see, and this is more of a hot take, seeing the worst to first being from the Carolina Panthers.
Sure, that's a division you could do it in.
That's also the same type of situation. I feel like, for different reasons, obviously, because there's a lot of stink in that one where there was a lot of good, and they're taking a step back, and the one that did stink is going to take a little step forward, and that's going to make it look like a big step.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be as big a step as what they're talking. I don't suspect that's going to happen. I think that Detroit will realize what Detroit is, and they'll win because of that. But it's going to be later in the season.
Yeah, I still think the Lions are the winner there, and I think the Bears are better, but I don't think they're winning their division. I mean, could they? Sure, right? Injuries happen. If they, if Caleb Williams really takes that next step, I mean, who knows?
And I don't believe in the Bills. I just don't believe in them.
Yeah.
All right, we're saying that Josh Allen is the best player on the planet right now. That's what everybody is saying right now.
Sure.
I mean, except whoever did the top 100, they're saying that really Saquon Barkley is the best player on the planet, but I mean, he doesn't touch the ball every play. Yeah. So let's say that Josh Allen is that guy. I really don't. I don't see the rest of Buffalo making it all happen. Did they upgrade their defense? Because the defense is still the problem, and I still think they can't outscore Kansas City. And the story on that. And the harder part is going to be, are they going to be able to outscore Denver? Because I think Denver's
defense will be able to slow them down.
Huh?
It's because Denver's defense will be able to slow them down. Like, they probably won't be able to outscore because that'd be like a 20-17 type of game.
Denver is a team that I have my eye on because I really want to see how Bo Nix does his second year, especially having a conversation with Drew Brees for about a week and getting some of that tutelage there. I just think he's going to have a really good second year. Like you said, I think that defense and what Buffalo is building over there is looking pretty nice. I'm not going to lie, saying they're doing some really good stuff over there. So I am very excited to see what Buffalo does this year.
I mean, the Chargers are going to be intriguing too.
Yeah, the Chargers.
And as we're talking about it, so will the Raiders.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like this division's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. The other thing that makes me nervous about the Chargers is I always feel like there's an injury cloud over that team. I just want to see if they stay healthy all year. If that team stays healthy all year, then yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they already have the injury cloud. They signed Rashawn Slater to a massive extension. Then 12 hours after he signs the deal, he's done for the year with a torn pec.
That shouldn't be funny.
I can't believe that. Hold on. Brad just said that, and he just said Josh Allen is better, or what did he say? Josh Allen is way better.
Jalen Hurts is better.
Or excuse me, Jalen Hurts is way better than Josh Allen in big games. So I can't take Brad seriously now. Brad, I can't take you serious. I can't. Look, Jalen Hurts is from my part of town.
Of course, you can't take him seriously because he also drops stuff like this where it's even more out of hand than the one yesterday.
It went up by 10 points. Like he scored 10 more points.
I will.
You're going to score less, and they're going to score more. Like by tomorrow, pregame, it's going to be like 100-3.
If you remember, what happened at the beginning of the season last year? Wasn't there 2 teams in the first 3 weeks scored 70 points?
Saints are one of them.
I know one was against Denver.
Saints
that was Miami scored like 70 points.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, somebody else scored 70 points. I think it might have been the Vikings.
No, the Saints scored. The Saints.
No, the Raiders. The Raiders.
Yeah, the Saints. Yeah, the Saints scored 78 points their first 2 games of the year, and then they scored like 50 points the next 6 games. And then the Raiders.
Yeah, but I'm talking. Somebody actually scored 70 points in the game.
Yeah, that was the Raiders, and then they turned around and got blown out.
Yeah,
like the next week.
Raiders won like 7.
Miami also did it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Miami beat.
I didn't remember Miami doing it.
Yeah, Miami beat the Broncos.
Yeah,
because I remember that whole situation. He was running the score up because he got fired from Denver at one point.
Yep, and then the Broncos respond by winning like 5 of their next 6 or like 5 in a row after that game. It's like, yeah, that's not how bad we really are.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I do remember that now. Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't see them scoring 60 points. I just don't. I don't think that the offense is in tune that well yet. I see them scoring 30 plus. You know, it wouldn't surprise me to see him at 35. I tell you what, it would surprise me because last year in game 1 in Brazil, we had 3 touchdowns by Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You won't see that this game.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley may have a touchdown. He may break one, but he won't get the ball anywhere near the same amount as he did last year.
No, they're going to try.
They're going to show that initially in game 1.
Yeah.
I mean, so hey, what is y'all's expectation of Joey Bosa? Obviously, I think this is year 1 now with Buffalo. Now he's been traded. What are you expecting out of Joey Bosa? Does he stay healthy and is he effective or otherwise?
He's always effective, but the thing is the health. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
going to Buffalo, I don't think he's going to be any healthier because that weather, when you get to November or December, is not going to do well for his body.
What are you talking about? You're going to be fine. You're icing it all the time.
Yeah, and I tell you, so here's what I do believe. So obviously he's a defensive coach up there in Buffalo.
Yeah, Sean McDermott.
And he has been monitoring how the Eagles do things. So I suspect, because he's got now that, and this is where I'm unsure of. Like I said, I wasn't sure really what Buffalo kind of did, but they have 7 defensive linemen now, or 8 defensive linemen. So they're going to be rotating them out. So realistically, Joey Bosa should only be playing about 45% of the snaps.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he does that all season long, he'll be very effective, especially towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
If they stick with that.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that as they get towards the end of the season, if they're not getting bit by the injury bug at all, I suspect that because he's doing so well, he'll start taking 55 to 60% of the snaps. And that's going to be too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll get him hurt. And that'll get him hurt right at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to stay true to the game plan and don't alter it if you want him to last. Which I agree with that. With the way his body is, I agree with that 100%.
Yep.
You know, it's like that's why the Eagles do so well.
Right.
Now, obviously, Carter is now a full-time player, you know, for the Eagles, you know, so they don't take him out as much. Davis, I expect Jordan Davis to have a ridiculously monster year.
Yeah.
And because it's a contract year, and not because he's going under a new contract, I don't think that I just, when you look at him this year, he filled out the body. He filled out his body. I think before he was still a little young, he was still a little chunk. You know, he had a little chunk on him. That chunk is now straight mass muscle. And that's going to play a big part. This dude was a monster to begin with, and now he's stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't care what anybody says, he's smarter. He's a smarter guy. I hope that they can keep him, but I don't think they're going to. I think that that's going to be one of the losses that they have on this defense next year, because they're just not going to, unless they franchise him, which is a possibility, and sign Carter. That would be how I would handle it if I was Howie. But he doesn't like using franchises because he knows that that upsets the player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to work. But he's going to need to pay those guys. And, you know, the defense is too good to keep. That's the problem. All these young guys are going to need to get paid at some point.
Yep.
You know, you got Quinyon Mitchell, you got Cooper DeJean, you got Reed Blankenship, who I think is going to take a little less. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that he's as great as those first two guys up there. You know what I mean? That was the reason why they had to get rid of Slay, because they know Slay will be able to get that money in the marketplace, but not be able to really afford him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because knowing what's going on. You know, that offensive line, you know, it's like who are you going to get rid of on that offensive line? There ain't nobody to get rid of. Like, you got the one guard position. Everybody else is going to be there forever. You got to replace Lane Johnson here in a minute. And that's going to be Dickerson. I know that he's going to be that, but that's going to take a little bit of transition because Dickerson is an injury risk.
Yeah.
I see a lot of different things happening. I like the fact of where the Eagles are. I feel that the Eagles right now, as currently constructed, are what could possibly be the Patriots in the 2000s.
That's a big statement.
It is a big statement. It is a big statement. They're currently constructed. Injuries play a big part. I'm not anointing them that team, but as they're currently constructed, if there was going to be the next dynasty, the Eagles look prime to be that team. I'm not giving it to them yet, but they do look prime to be that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get guys to take team friendlier deals to keep the bulk of the pieces, right? Like, you can lose guys here and there. I'm not saying everybody has to stay, obviously, but if you can get some key guys, key core guys to stay, then yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's why KC's been able to do what they've been able to do. Is you have guys like Mahomes, who keeps restructuring his deal to be, you know, not detrimental to them moving forward. And although he's making a ton of money, he's not the highest paid guy in the league, right? So they can still pay other guys. And so if the Eagles, you know, are able to do some of those things, then yeah, absolutely. Why not?
You know, one thing I know about Jalen Hurts, other than the fact that he's from my hometown, is the fact that even now he still lives in a very modest home. Jalen Hurts is not one to go out and spend a lot of money. I mean, literally, his house probably costs about $500-600 grand. I think his parents live with him, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But he's very, very modest in the way he does things. So I can see him being the type of quarterback that would do those cap-friendly type deals. If he thought he could keep the bulk of his weapons there to help him, I can see Jalen Hurts. And I think towards Pags is saying about the Patriots and things like that, I can see him doing those kinds of things, the Patrick Mahomes type deals, right?
Well, and I look at that more as it's not whether he's doing those deals or not, because I think that those deals are going to evolve over time as well. I look at it more as he is super focused on being the greatest to ever play the game. And he knows that requires a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah.
And like I said, there are very few men, even in the world of football right now, that are able to command the type of respect from other men that Jalen is able to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can almost count them on one hand.
Sure.
Maybe Josh, we'll say Patrick Mahomes, but I think Patrick Mahomes has that a lot because Travis Kelce is there.
Yeah.
I think that Travis Kelce is really the one who helps Patrick command that respect. Otherwise, if he wasn't there, that safety valve isn't there, I think it's a whole different team.
Yeah, of course.
Josh Allen, I think that he might be able to do that. Now, I don't know enough about it, but I feel like that he probably has that. I think Joe Burrow is able to kind of do that without question. Like, these are without question.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Hurts. I don't think Dak can even do that. You know, and if you really want to get down to the brass tacks of why Dallas isn't ever able to do that, is because Dak has never been able to do that, except maybe in his first couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but I find it great, interesting though, that all the great quarterbacks have a great tight end with them. I mean, Brady had Gronk, Mahomes had Kelsey. I'm curious to see what Mahomes does when Kelsey's not there anymore.
That will be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that very well could be next year.
It will be next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that tough to say. I wouldn't put a defined thing on that. He definitely looks like he got in better shape this offseason. And, if he comes out and balls out, I bet he signs another contract.
I think he's there for 2 more years, this year and next year.
Yep.
Because he's going to get married in the offseason.
Yep.
And then he's going to, she's going to get knocked up very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, he's going to play. And then he may play. Like I said, I feel like guys play 2 years too long. So I think he's going to have a good season. He's going to come back the next season and not be as good because babies mean less sleep.
Yep.
And I don't care whether you're getting up to take care of the baby or not. When the wife is getting up, you're not sleeping as much.
Yep.
And then he stays for another 2 years because ultimately, I don't want to be around with the baby.
Right.
And it's at that point kind of easy money.
Right.
And the other way too, Travis Kelce is less than 3,000 yards away from becoming the all-time receiving leader among tight ends. So that's another kind of factor. I think Travis Kelce might stick around and be like, I want that record. Like, I want to be the all-time leading tight end receiver. And what if he does what he typically does, 2 seasons puts him within 200 yards of that. So I could see him coming back for that an additional season just to get it, because Tony Gonzalez is the all-time leader and he's Kelsey's number 2 all-time right now.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that.
And that's why, if he has 2 normal seasons that he typically has where he averages his a normal 1,100 yards or whatever, that would put him at 248 yards behind Tony Gonzalez entering 2027. If he's that close, he'll come back for that year, even if it's not like a typical Travis Kelce year. He'll come back for that year, get the record, and I think kind of ride off in the sunset at that point.
I mean, Travis Kelce really had a big off year last year. He didn't put up nearly as much as.
I think he still had 1,000 yards, or at least.
I'm not saying he still didn't have a. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but he didn't look. He has not looked like that dominating Kelce that we've seen in the past, though.
No,
I do think he has taken a step back a little bit.
He was definitely heavier and looked at least a step slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, and that's why I say he looks like he leaned back out this offseason. So I would bet that he looks a lot better than he did last year.
So here's what happens. And you could he got a new girlfriend.
That's what I'm about to say.
New girlfriend means dinners.
That's right.
It means you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing some of the things that you're doing.
There's
now they live together.
There was a lot of travel in that.
Yeah, now they live together. And you know what? She's like, hey, listen, he's talking about it like, hey, I'm a step slower. Well, listen, we got all of this resource. We've got billions of dollars.
Exactly.
Bring in whoever you want to. We got space. They could go stay in the third guest house. Let's start getting you back into shape. Because if I'm going to play at the Super Bowl, then I kind of want you playing in the game.
Right.
I also
if
want
not,
you
you're
to
going to be
win.
on stage with me, and how funny is that going to be?
It's also better if you win. So if you can be, effective in that game is important as well.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing Jaden Daniels play this year. I'm really looking forward to see what this Commanders team does year 2, because year 1 with Jaden was just as good as what C.J. Stroud did. Yeah, and the thing about it is, C.J. Stroud did hit a little bit of a sophomore wall, but in all honesty, he still made the damn playoffs even in year 2. So I'm curious to see if Jaden does that and how that all plays out.
Here's the conspiracy theory.
And if worse comes to worse, the NFL will give to a Super Bowl as a wedding. Oh, damn.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like I said, but I think that Travis is going to be at the Super Bowl one way or another.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Those celebrity girlfriends and or fiancés now turn wives. I just think that does something to players. Like you said. I mean, I've watched Romo go through numerous girlfriends, and it affected him. You can tell it affected him a little bit. But
it affected him a ton.
You know what I'm saying?
That Jessica Simpson year.
Yeah, man.
Garbage that year.
and what was the other one? Carrie Underwood, I think, was the other one. Yeah,
he wasn't as bad during.
No, it wasn't not as bad.
But
I go to Romo though, man. Just to land 2 women like that.
Straight ruined Romo. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is about that one, but man, he was not good when they were together. It was funny.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And it was hilarious because as soon as they weren't together anymore, all of a sudden he was back to how he was. It's like, oh, that's a pretty easy parallel to figure out.
And you got to imagine, like with Taylor Swift and Kelce, that's a lot. That's a lot of limelight. Like Pags is saying, that's a lot more than just the eating. That's a lot of disruption from you being mentally prepared to go in there and play the game of football when you got that.
It was a lot of travel. It was all the travel because they were going back and forth, seeing each other. They went on vacation together. Like that. That's a lot of not working out, right? And it showed.
Oh, that's a lot. Not working out, not doing your preparation, study time. Watching your game. I mean, there's a lot that takes away because your mind. You can't tell me his mind isn't thinking about other things.
And the thing too with Kelce.
Priorities.
The thing too with Kelce last year too, and no one's gonna sit here and say that Kelce's like a burner by any means because he's not like a fast tight end. But last year was like the first time that you could legitimately say that he played really slow. He just looked really slow last year as compared to years in the past. No, but that's my point. Is he? Yeah, like it was just thicker, right? Like he put on some weight and he was, a full step slower. Like it wasn't like these guys that are starting to get older where they're like, I lost a half a step. No, like he was significantly slower, and he also didn't move around
to find open spots and zones as much.
And like a lot of the drops he was making last year were catches that he would catch pretty much every other season because he had a little bit more agility and he could take that extra little half step to the left or half step to the right and catch it. Last year it was like, oh crap, I can't reach my arm another 6 inches, drop.
Yeah, and you're right. Fantasy was if you drafted him, man, you were mad. And Brad and Joe back at it. So, just slinging hammers at each other.
I think Brad is just searching for content to say. So I think every time he goes after Joe's family, he's basically run out of anything that he could possibly come up with that's intelligent about his team, which is sad because I think Pags could give him a lot of good material. Yeah, and matter of fact, Brad, you Pags, you should sell some of your material to Brad so Brad can come here with some better stuff. I'm just saying, you can probably make a little money there.
Brad, it's funny that you end up having to go that route every time. Like
every time,
if you're bringing it every day, like maybe Google search some funny stuff. Like be like funny things I can say as an Eagles fan.
I mean, there's probably a lot of material out there that you could go with. Look, I'll be honest with you. If I was an Eagles fan, it would be very easy to go after Dallas. And I could probably come up with a million things to say about that. A million, trust me. And if you don't, there's a million memes out there. You can take their crap and put it on here, and I'll have more respect for you. I'm just saying, come on. Let's just be better people. Let's be better people.
Yeah, that's the main takeaway, Brad. Be better. I just like that he's going to follow the Chris route and block us and stuff.
I know Chris misses us.
I feel like Chris does. I feel like Chris is in the fetal position on his couch.
He's probably on a burner account just watching anyway. But yeah, no, I still think it was hilarious that he blocked me. He blocked
Chris
me.
Chris is Brad. Brad is Chris.
Yes.
Finkle is Einhorn.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
So can we sidetrack into baseball really quick?
Sure, why not?
So I haven't taken much notice into this year just because the Red Sox haven't been really good the last couple of years. But have any of you noticed the season that Aroldis Chapman has been putting together this year?
I mean, just Boston in general is playing good.
Well, like the season that Aroldis Chapman's been putting together, I think he's 36 or 37 this year. As things currently stand, he is posting the lowest OPS in Major League Baseball history.
Damn.
His OPS is like a 363 or like a 350 something right now. For a 37-year-old reliever, that is impressive at any feat, especially for how long baseball's been going on. And Chapman was one of those guys the last couple of years where it looked like his days as a closer were going to be over. Boston took a shot on him this year, and now he's out there posting one of the best relief seasons in Major League Baseball history this year.
Oh yeah, I got him as my reliever on my fantasy team, and he just blows up with points every time I play him. Blows up. Yeah, he's definitely having a good year this year. Which I don't know where Boston found this version of Chapman, but yeah, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, like right now he's 4-2. His ERA is an even 1. He's got 77 strikeouts. His WHIP is 0.65, and the opponent's OPS on him is a 351.
Yeah, I'd like to bring him over the Astros right now. Our relieving is hurting right now. Oker is they're not doing bad, but they've given up quite a few runs that I wish they could get back. Especially last night, if you watched the Yankees game, I mean, we were just giving up runs right and left last night.
Yeah, y'all looked bad, but it didn't matter because
it was bad.
It didn't matter because the Mariners are also bad.
I really do feel like your manager calls my manager and my manager calls your manager, and they try to figure out, okay, what are you doing today? Because we're going to do the exact same thing you're doing. And I think every once in a while they miss that call or the internet falls and they can't get that information, and that's when you see a differential.
Oh, is that how you gained a game on us?
I mean, yeah, I think there was a missed call somewhere, or we dropped the phone call line or something, because it just seems weird. Every time we win, y'all win, and then when we lose, I swear y'all lose. It almost comes down to when we play each other that I see a differential.
See, this is where it gets interesting because the Rangers are coming. They're only a game and a half out of the wild card now.
Yeah. It's interesting to me too because we got Garcia back last series, and so now we have a pretty good rotation of starters. A couple of them still need to get back into it, but they're not doing too bad. Javier threw 6 scoreless innings or hitless innings. He almost had a no-hitter going. They wound up taking him out in the 6th, and then we still won the game. But anyway, he's running back. Garcia's not looking too bad. He's looking pretty good. Like he's going to round into form. And then we're supposed to get Myers back this week. And we get Myers back. I mean, literally, that's everybody that we need back that was on the injured list. The problem is, can they get all of it together and get them all situated and build the momentum? Because we only got less than a month and we're in the playoffs, so they're going to have to get caught up to speed real quick.
I mean, we might be watching from the outside.
I mean,
shout out to my Mariners, though. Never making me feel conflicted when it comes to October of what sport I'm going to watch.
Right.
Hey, don't worry, though, because we play you guys on my birthday, September 20th, the 19th, 20th, and 21st. That's our last series. And then after that, I think we have 1 or 2 more series left, and then we're in postseason. So,
yeah. The season ends on the 28th.
Yeah, worry.
There you go.
My worry is we're playing sub 500 ball at the moment.
Yeah.
And that'll be tough to keep pace, especially when you're looking at the Rangers, who are 8 of their last 10. And now I do believe they lost yesterday.
They did lose yesterday.
See, that's the thing with the Rangers too. Like record aside,
at the end.
Well, record aside with the Rangers, like their record is not great, but they have the 3rd best run differential in the American League. Like for whatever reason, like their team has actually played a lot better than what their record shows. And if they got hot, because we've seen Texas get hot at this point of the year before, which is how they ultimately won the World Series a couple of years ago.
Well, and they are. They're 8 out of their last 10.
Yeah, if they stay hot through September.
They were 9-1. So
yeah, if they stay hot through September and can get into the wild card, like the final wild card spot, that's a team that no one's going to want to see in a best of 3 or a best of 5 series.
Yeah, we're headed the wrong way though, Joe. You guys are you're 3 games up on us, and we are trending the wrong direction. The Rangers, on the other hand, I was worried when I saw, they were still hanging around because, like, man, they have a habit of making it stressful.
Are they 2 games behind out of the wild card right now? Is that where they're standing?
1.5.
1.5.
They're coming.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
What are we gonna do? Yeah, we did right. We're gonna see and we don't have a lot of baseball left, so
I think
because the Rays are also coming.
Yeah, the American League wild card race is going to be very fun to watch the last 2 weeks versus the National League wild card race is going to be wrapped up probably within the next 10 days.
But if you'd asked me and Bo, we were talking about this American League and the wild card race a while back, we'd have told you that Texas looked like they were toasted. Now, like Bo said, you never can count them out because here they are, 1.5 games now, right? And we didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Like 2 weeks ago, they started to make this climb back in it. It's like, oh, we're letting them hang around. It's a problem. And then here they are, 1.5 games out.
And the scary part too is they're 1.5 games out, and they don't even have Nathan Eovaldi pitching right now. Nathan Eovaldi hasn't been pitching in over a month, and he was one of the best pitchers in the American League all season. So if he does come back in time for the playoffs, Nathan Eovaldi's always been a good playoff pitcher. So then you got him. You have Merrill Kelly, who I think is like 4-1 or 5-1 since the Rangers got him at the deadline. That's going to be their top 2 plus whatever else they have lined up in that rotation.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I think it's kind of funny. I mean, everybody that we've traded for literally has gotten hurt at some level out of that trade for Tucker.
Oh.
I mean, I know Tucker's doing great now.
You have the Astros next. Or, I mean, you have the Rangers next.
The Astros do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after the –
At home or away?
Away.
That's good. I don't want to play them at home, be honest with you. That left field – I hate that left field porch and Dyken Park. I've told this before. I'd rather the Astros – honestly, I'd rather the Astros get the wild card spot and have you guys get the home – or get the divisional spot. That way I don't have to play at home as much because that left field porch kills us.
you actually play them twice in the next 4 series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
So the first one there, the second one in Houston.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then we got you, Bo. So I'm telling you, I think over this next month, I think a lot of things are gonna go left and right.
Yeah, that
I mean, you know what I mean?
That makes our division very interesting. I
Well,
didn't realize you still had 6 games against them.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks are going to be crucial for the Rangers because they have the 6 against the Astros.
Yep.
Then they have 6 against the Brewers and the Mets mixed in with those 2 Astros. But then they finish the season with the Marlins, the Twins, and the Guardians. Those last 9 games. So if Texas can at least go, we'll say 6-6 over that 12-game stretch with the Brewers, the Astros, and the Mets, if they can go 6-6. 7-2 in those final 9 games is very doable for Texas. And if you're 3 games out and you go 7-2, they can steal that division, let alone steal a wild card spot.
Well, the biggest thing is I mean, they could get that wild card spot pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm just saying the division in general, though. If they're 3 games out with 10 games left to play and they go 7-2 over those final 9 games, that's putting a lot of pressure on whoever's in first.
Yeah, I mean,
tough. I tell you, if it comes down to the last weekend for you guys in Seattle, the fact that you guys have the Dodgers sucks ass for you.
Yes.
Because you have the Rockies, which you could sweep them easily enough. You play, like you guys play one more game at the Rays.
Yep.
At the Braves, who are not doing very well right now. Then you have St. Louis Cardinals, which I think are out and, on the outside looking in and going to remain that way. Then you got a 4-game series with the Angels.
They play us tough.
In Seattle.
Yes.
So, you need between that 7-game home span, you need a 5-2 record there. You need to take 5 of the 7 games between the Cardinals and the Angels. And then you got 3 games at the Royals. You got to take 2 or 3 there. 3 games at the Astros. You definitely need to take 2 or 3 there.
Yep.
Then the Rockies, all 3, and then hope that you only need 1 win to clinch. That the magic number is 1 against the Dodgers.
They need the magic number to be 0 against the Dodgers because the pitching hasn't been as good lately.
Well, the thing that I'm talking about with the Dodgers is that you're not going to be facing their pitching. Or
True.
you may be facing their pitching because they wind up but I think that they're going to wind up in the number 3 spot right now, which means that they're going to play the wild card, which means that they're going to be positioning their pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're far enough away from the Phillies that, if everything holds firm, that the Dodgers would then be working out their pitching staff, and you would get 3 loafer pitchers.
Maybe. Yeah.
I just need your Phillies to take care of the Brewers 2 more games, Pegs, and then we can make things interesting the last 3 weeks.
I would suspect that they are going to win 1 more of those games. We actually have the Brewers' number.
And I hope you do, because I have 1 more game with the Braves, and then we get 3 with the Nationals over the weekend, then we get 3 more with the Braves. So, I want to get this within 3 games and make this real interesting down the stretch, because the Brewers' end of the season is much tougher than the Cubs' end of the season right now.
Hey, Dustin, what y'all do with Tucker over there? I know he was on the bench there for a little bit. Now he's back in. I saw he's batting around 260.
Well, he's
looking bad for you guys now.
He's up to 268. He's been hot, but now he's going possibly on the IL because he got hurt last night. So
for what? What's he going for?
Calf injury.
Damn, really?
It might not be an IL stint, but this late in the season, you're not going to push it, especially when you have a 10-game lead from being out of the playoffs right now. Like the Cubs are 10 games clear of being out of the playoffs. So even if they have to sit Kyle Tucker as a precautionary reason, now is the time to do it to get him healthy for the playoffs, as opposed to sitting him 2 or 3 games, trying to play him again and then have him hurt it worse. So it might be just one of those things where it's day to day, and all of a sudden we get 5 days in and the Cubs are Well, we'll just put you on the 10-day IL, but we'll backdate it 5 days, so you're only actually going to sit like another 5 days. Because they do have the ability to do that too, where you can just keep saying he's day-to-day, 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 but then if you're 4 days into the day-to-day and he's still hurt, you just throw him on the 10-day IL and just backdate it, so it's not a full 10-day stint then.
Yeah.
I mean, the MRI will tell you. I mean, this depends on how bad he messed up that calf. Because what he wanted to do is mess up an Achilles.
He said it's been bothering him since Saturday, and he's tried to play through it the last couple of days, but then he slid into second base last night. When he slid into second base, he just said that it got too tight to continue.
Yeah, that's where you can do that MRI and start looking at things, because the last thing you want to do is lose him for the playoffs, or all to get out of the playoffs.
For sure.
That's crazy. You see where Fromber? I just read about this. Fromber Valdez drills Salazar last night dead in the chest. Not that he meant to do it. They got crossed up on, and he says he didn't intentionally do it. I mean, I guess Salazar called for a pitch. He didn't like it. He gave the pitch anyway. That's when old boy took him yard, hit that grand slam.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I guess he drills him with the 93-mile-an-hour fastball right in the chest. And like, I don't know. You're telling your catcher that you didn't mean to do it, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that go into that windup. You should have enough time to know your catcher's good or not good.
That was the first highlight that hit my phone this morning. I opened it up. I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, oh man.
I told my wife, I said, I don't think Salazar's going to be his catcher next time. I fully expect either Carantini or Diaz to be behind the plate. But Fromber doesn't like Diaz because Fromber feels like Diaz can't handle the movement with his ball. And he feels like that Fromber or that Diaz makes him more of a liability. That's why I think he put Salazar in there. But he met with Carantini on being hurt right now. He may not have no choice but to go back to Diaz.
Or he could just go sign Martin Maldonado, who just signed a minor league deal at 40 years old. At least Martin Maldonado.
You know what? I wouldn't mind bringing that guy back just for the playoffs. I mean, I don't mind the batting being not there. I don't need that. I just need him to captain the ship. Keep these pitchers doing what they're doing, and just do that job. Let everybody else worry about the hitting. At this point, anyway. But I would still hire him on as a position coach and have him be the guy that's coaching my catchers after he does finally call it a day, because I think that guy would be great at that.
Yeah.
This is my 2 cents.
Yeah.
There we go.
And that brings us to the top of the hour. For everybody tuning in, we appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our stuff to you. We'll see you all tomorrow for the kickoff of the NFL season. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. See y'all then.
Brad, get new material, Brad. New material.
Let's go.
Something new.